SQL Server comes with a command line interface component that we can use to work with the server. And we can get to it by opening up a new command prompt by coming down to our search window and typing in CMD, and that'll find our command prompt tool. Let's go and open that up. And the tool that I want to use inside of here is called SQL CMD or SQL command. In order to connect to our server, I'll type in SQL CMD as the name of our computer, a backslash, and then the name of our SQL Server instance, which, if you remember, I called mine SQL Server 2019. When I press enter, you'll notice that the prompt changes to this line number, so I'm on line number 1 inside of my SQL Server instance. And I can start issuing commands to the server. For instance, select edit version. When I press enter, that moves me down to line number 2. I'll issue the command go and press enter again. And that'll return the current SQL Server version that I'm working with. We can also issue different commands, such as SP databases. This is an internal store procedure, and when I press enter and type in the command go again, that'll return all the different databases that are on the server. And in this case, we just see the master, model, MSDB, and temp databases. And these are the system databases that come with every version of SQL Server. In order to get out of SQL command, we'll issue the command exit and press enter. And that'll return us back to our standard Windows prompt. And because this isn't the easiest way to work with SQL Server, we're actually going to install an additional component that'll give us a graphical user interface for working with the server. This program is called SQL Server Management Studio. Let's go ahead and close out of the command prompt and I'll show you how to install it. I'm going to come back to my Windows menu and I'll scroll down into my folders here. I'll find the SQL Server 2019 folder and we'll restart the installation center. And I'm going to click on this option here to install SQL Server Management Tools. That'll simply open up my web browser and take me to the download page for SQL Server Management Studio. You can also bypass the process of going through Installation Manager by just navigating to this page on your own. When I scroll down on this page, we'll find the download links to install SQL Server Management Studio and for maximum compatibility with SQL Server 2019. I want to make sure that I'm running SSMS version 18.0 or greater. But after the general availability of SQL Server, you should find it underneath a slightly different heading. So go ahead and click on this link and that'll download SQL Server Management Studio 18.0. When the download is complete, we can go ahead and close out of the web browser. And I'm going to close the installation center as well. Then we can go into our downloads folder. And we'll find it right there. Let's go ahead and double click on it to run the installer, and once again I'll allow it to make changes to my computer. This one's really easy. It just has a single button here to install. I'll press that, and the process will begin. When it's done, we can go down to my Start menu and we'll take a look at all the changes that have been made. I'm going to scroll down again to the M section, where we'll find a new folder here called Microsoft SQL Server Tools 18. And inside of there is Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. You'll also see that it provided a link for it right over here in my Start menu. And let's go ahead and put that into position. So now we have SQL Server Management Studio installed along with SQL Server 2019.